Aloha Kia Ao fourth graders, it's Mrs. Alcain. I'm here today sharing out a little bit about some distance learning we're going to do with math and your math packet. Really quickly before we get started, I just wanted to acquaint you on where you might be able to find our resources and additional resources that your teachers worked so hard to put together for you. So if you go to Google, all right, and you get onto our Kia'ao Elementary School website. I just Googled, and you can see here it's Kia'ao Elementary School, our homepage, keaau.k12.hi.us. It'll take you to this hub here on this interface. You can access all of our information on either the parents page or our student page. So I'm going to go ahead and click on our students page. And here you can see a site full of resources broken down by the different grade levels. You're going to go ahead and we're going to click on grade 4. All right, and our grade 4 awesome teacher team put together a distance learning offering for you for this week. Some of you got the packet, some of you did not, but it's okay. You can get the packet this week. Mr. Logan and I will be coming down our bus routes, and on Monday, today, it'll be available from 5 to 6 with Mrs. Alcain at the school. Contact your homeroom teachers if you're having trouble picking the packet up, and we can help accommodate you. So all the information that you're going to need to continue learning and growing here, your teachers crafted and put this together. We're going to look at the Math Bridges workbook, which is here. Okay. So if you click on that, you'll see this Black Lines practice workbook. Okay. And you will be working on pages 1 through 5 of this practice workbook for this week. Okay, I'm going back to our grade 4 schedule. That's the wrong schedule. Let me get. Sorry, guys. I'm going back to my grade 4 schedule. And as you can see, you're going to read through it. There's a lot of information they shared, but on the second page here, it's a calendar for the week. And it shows you a little bit about what we're working on. So for ELA and math today, in math, page 1, multi-digit addition review. That's grade 5, sorry, 4th grade. So I'm coming back here to my screen, and I wanted to offer you a little video to help us getting kick-started with working on some of our 4th grade math practice for the week. Okay. So again, it's Mrs. Alcain. I am not your regular homeroom teacher, but I can still help you learn. This week you'll be looking at things like addition, subtraction. Later on in the week, you'll be looking at multiplication and division. So here are some of the materials you're going to need each time you sit down to review our videos. You should have a pencil or 2, paper, you have your device, and your math mindset thinking cap. That is very important. As you know, math is not easy. Math is always full of problems. Okay, so sometimes when we're doing math work, we get frustrated. We all do. But if we think about math through some of our mathematical practices and develop this math mindset, it'll really help us with our learning. So up here, see if I can get my pointer. Okay, So here you can see math practice number 1. I can solve problems without giving up. You can go ahead and say it with me there we go. So let's say it again. I can solve problems without giving up. What's number 2? I can think about numbers in many ways. Number 3, I can explain my thinking and try to understand others. Number 4, I can show my work in many ways. Number 5, I can use math tools and explain why I use them. Number 6, I can work carefully and check my work. Number 7, I can use what I know to solve new problems. And number 8, I can solve problems by looking for rules and patterns. Okay? Anytime you kind of get frustrated and then caught up, take a little breathing break, just as you would in school. But come back to this page, because developing a math mindset takes some work and practice. Okay? So don't you forget that you can figure it out. Think through your tasks, ask questions, take your time, because learning anything new takes time. And knowing that when we're working on math, we're really exercising our brains. Just like we're exercising our bodies, we're going to build up our brain capacity. And we really do want to focus on these different mathematical practices as we're doing math, because we want to make that learning really deep for you. Okay? So we're going to go ahead to the next slide. Oh, this week you're looking at addition and subtraction. And this page will give you a little bit more focus as to, what you can come back to see where you are at, so you know where you have to go. We're going to look at accurately calculating your addition equations, accurately calculating your subtraction equations. We want you to be able to explain relationships between numbers in addition and numbers in subtraction. We also want you to build up your ability to model and explain a lot. Explain using a bar model or number line, model in addition computation, or model a subtraction computation. Okay? And while you're working on developing all of these skills here, we want to see you persevere by practicing to solve some real world addition and subtraction problems that your teachers have put together in your work packet. Okay, so we want to make sure that you can use this packet in a very meaningful way. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom down here to your first. Please don't get dizzy as I scroll through it. And yes, that's the answer key. But just knowing the answers is not going to get you to where you need to be with a math mindset. The answers will give you a quick check on a lot of these things, but being able to explain and model is something that you will not find there. Okay, so here's a quick addition review you'll kick your day off with. And these challenges are real fun. I'm pretty sure that with the math challenges, you will rely on certain strategies, hint, hint, that you know with place value to help you figure this out. And here are the real life, the story word problems or story problems your teacher has included. A lot of you have been using strategies to help solve, whether it's race or cubes, to make sense and comprehend the math problem before tackling it and solving. And then you have some of your subtraction review with regrouping. And again, here it is, the challenge problems, super fun. Oops. Okay, and then some story problems for subtraction. And then toward the end of the week, you're going to go back and do a little review with some multiplication. Okay. So as we prepare for today, I wanted you to focus on slide 7 here. This slide will give you access to extra practice and other resources that you can use during this work time as a mini choice board in addition to your packet. For those of you who don't yet have a packet, this might be a good place to start. You can start and explore. But let's take one of the concepts and let's review. So let's take this one, addition with regrouping. And we're going to watch a short Khan Academy video. Khan Academy is a great resource. You can use it on your own. You know, if there's another skill set that you are unfamiliar with, or you might have forgotten, or you know you need extra practice with, you can go through Khan Academy to pull up that resources for yourself. But as a group right now, let's go through addition with regrouping, and it would be real smart for you to keep your pencil and a paper. So if you can make sure you have your pencil and your paper handy as we watch the video, you can do some work and follow along.
So I have two numbers here. The top number, I have 1, 2, 3 tens, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. 3 tens, 5 ones, or 35. The second number here, I have 2 tens, 1, 2, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. 2 tens and 7 ones. Now what I want to do is I want to add all of these numbers or I want to add these two numbers together. I want to add 35 plus the 27. Or another way of thinking about it, I want to add all of these blocks together. So let's start in the ones place right over here. So I have 5 ones here. I have 7 ones here. So if I add 5 ones to 7 ones, how many ones am I going to get? I'm going to get 12 ones. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now, you might notice a problem here, because if I take 5 plus 7, I can't write the number 12 in just the ones place. I just need to have one digit. I can't have 2 digits there. So what can we do? Well, what we could do is take 10 of these ones and group them into a 10 and put them into the tens place. What am I talking about? Well, what we could do is we could take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we could take these 10 right over here and group them together into one of these bars. So let's do that. So let's group them together into one of these bars and then stick that bar in the tens place. So all I am doing here is, give me 1 second, let's see, all right. So all I'm doing is I'm taking these 10 right over here and I am regrouping them into the tens place. Sometimes this is called carrying. So instead of writing 10 ones, I'm going to write it as 110. So instead of writing it as 10 ones, I'm going to write it as 110. So what does that do for us? Well, now I only have 2 ones in the ones place. But now I have one more 10 in the tens place. Sometimes people call this carrying because you see 5 plus 7 is 12. You write the 2 in the ones place and you write the 1 in the tens place. 12 is 1, 2. Let me make it very clear. 5 plus 7 is equal to 12. And all we did is we wrote the 1 here. We wrote that in the tens place. We wrote it up here, so that's why it kind of looks like you are carrying it. You're putting it at a higher place, but you're just writing this in the tens place, and up here was just an easy place to do it. But remember, all we did there, as we said, look, we have 5, we have 7. That would be 12. We can't write a 12 in the ones place. So let's take 10 of those 12 and regroup them as a 10. And then we have the 2 left over here. But an easy way to think about it is 5 plus 7 is 12. 1, 2. And now we can add the tens place. We have 1 10 plus 3 10s plus 2 10s. Well, what's that going to be? Well, that's going to be 6 10s. 1 plus 3 plus 2 is 6. So let's do that. So we have, whoops, wow, that's not what I wanted to do. That was kind of, all right. We have, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and we have 4, and we have, my computer is slowing down, 5, and then we have, and then we have 6, 6 10s, 6 10s. And so what does that leave us with? 1 plus 3 plus 2 10s is going to be 6 10s. 35 plus 27 is 62. 35 plus 27 is 6 10s and 2 1s, 62.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Khan Academy guy. Um, so that little mini lesson, yeah. Some of you might be at different places, and we look different rates here of where you are at with your addition and subtraction. Some of you could watch the Khan Academy video again for extra support. Some of you are maybe ready to look at exploring more of the modeling or ready to jump into some um, word problems. Go back to your packet, work through it, and you can use this slide to help um, you keep learning and growing here. So we have a few options. Oops, sorry guys. Okay, there's some additional videos here in our explain area that can help you get a better understanding of what the concept of addition means, what it means to subtract. And I'm going to ask you to write it down on a paper. Write down what it means. What does addition mean in your own words? What does subtraction mean in your own words? Okay, and I'm going to move myself over here. Is that okay? Over here, where it's the where I'm clicking here. Oops. Let me go back. Here we go. For math practice, feedback, and reflection. If you click here, oopsie, technical trouble. Bear with me, fourth graders. It'll bring up, I hope. Please, everybody cross your fingers, your eyes and toes. Okay, so this is our fourth grade feedback tab. And I initially had put down multiplication and division, but I'm gonna update that because we are just refreshing on addition and our subtraction for this week. And what you can do here is you can include your statement, explain what addition means, explain what subtraction means, and enter in your a question. You could also use this for generating questions because I'll check this throughout the day to send back some responses. I could put a response back over here to help support you in your learning in this virtual way. So you can use this as a way to stay connected and communicate. But I do want you to work on explaining. I want you to do a model, a representation, and share it with a family member. Here's a cool other exploratory app. Some of you, I shared with you this school year, the PolyUp. PolyUp is a real cool app, a platform where you can learn about the different math algorithms. And it takes a while for it to load, but here, okay, this one's addition. So you're gonna click on the hub and Poly will start getting you to where you need to be. And so basically it adds Let me just show you. I'm just going to click on Polly. You can see how this machine works. Okay, so the thing is we're trying to get to the number 9. Okay, and I don't think you can on my, so we have these variables on the very bottom. Can you see where I'm clicking? On the very bottom we have these variables that we can add onto the equation. So but let me just click on Polly to show you how this machine runs. Okay, so it runs on the top. Okay, and yep, we failed. That was a failed attempt. Okay, so I feel like I need a 7 in there, and I'm going to take the 2 down. Okay, so I'm going to be adding up 7 plus 2 to get me 9. And it gets a little tougher along the way. It's a cool app you can play from your computer or your phone. So there's basic addition, basic subtraction, and then there's a more challenging advanced practice for you to try. Okay, so this week, as you work on your packet, you can come back and refer to this video for reminders on how you can use this slides deck, this interactive slides deck throughout the week. Please feel free to put your feedback and reflection questions into our shared feedback and reflection sheet, and I'll check in with you throughout the week. All right, 4th grade. I'll see you later. Hui ho, malama pono.